How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at my plan to make millions in the year of 2024 with cryptocurrency altcoins. If you guys are new around here, make sure you do hit the subscribe button as we post regular cryptocurrency content that you guys do not want to miss out on. And as well as that, I also do have to say, of course, this is not financial advice, so make sure you go out and do your own research and come to your own conclusion before investing into any coins or tokens that I mentioned in my videos. With that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So in number 3 place, we have got a altcoin called Casper, or KAS for short. You can see the current price of Casper is currently sitting at just over 16.5 cents. When we're looking at the chart here, you can see the absolutely crazy growth Casper has been experiencing just in the last month alone. You can see it's currently fluctuating between around 66 to 70% up just in the last month, guys. And we also do have to remember, guys, that we are not even close to being in the peak of the bull run yet. We are not even in a bull run yet. You know, I believe, me personally, I believe that we're not going to see a bull run until at least 2025, and so we are technically still in a bear market, guys. So to be able to see absolutely insane growth, like almost up to 70% just in the last month, is absolutely crazy, especially how Casper is a fairly well established coin already with a market cap of almost $3.8 billion, guys. Seeing a 70% growth just in the last month is absolutely crazy, because the amount of money that needs to be pumped into Casper to see this amount of growth is quite a significant amount. And so if we are seeing these amount of numbers at this high of a market cap, this must mean that Casper is, is wanted by investors. If we switch to the 7 days, you can see it's currently been fluctuating up and down over the last 7 days. If we switch to the daily chart, you can see it's currently down 2.76%. But once again, this is very normal in the crypto space, to see coins fluctuating up and down. You can see how crazy this chart has been over the last 7 days. This might just be from the fact that people are buying and selling it at the moment. If we switch to the yearly chart, though, this is where it gets crazy when you look at the yearly chart of Casper. It really does truly show at how insane Casper has been in the year of 2023 and the start of 2024, up over 2,000%. So of course, congratulations to the early investors in Casper. However, if you do want to invest into Casper now, it is still nowhere near too late, guys. I know I've been saying it already has a fairly well established market cap. However, I do believe that this market cap is still very undervalued and very small for Casper, and I really do believe that Casper has a much higher potential, much bigger, greater market cap than this to be seen in the future. We see the 24-hour volume of Casper is currently sitting at just over $41.1 million, with the current circulating supply of Casper currently sitting at just over, or sorry, I should say just under 22.8 billion coins, with a fairly good proportion already in the circulating supply, which is a good thing because we're not going to be able to see too much dilution in the future as well, which is another good positive point about Casper. I guess the next part about Casper, we should actually get on to what actually is Casper. What is it all about? What is its main goals? Why does Casper actually exist? So let's first read the official definition that Casper gives itself. If you want to come check out Casper's official website, it's casper.org. If you want to come check it out for yourself. So Casper's official definition of what it actually is Casper is the fastest open source, decentralized and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. And this very brief and short definition, I really do believe, does give a great explanation of what Casper actually is. But to put it in my own words, Casper is, of course, a layer 1, which many people compare to Bitcoin. And so this is why so many people, including myself, are bullish about Casper, because a lot of people have been calling Casper the modern day Bitcoin, Bitcoin 2.0, because it basically does what Bitcoin was originally set out to be doing, but just much better. You guys know when Bitcoin was first released, it was meant to be used as an alternative to traditional currency, of course, the name cryptocurrency. However, as more and more people jump onto the Bitcoin network, we started to realize that Bitcoin started to slow down and the fees started to get incredibly high. And so this is why Casper has actually been created to be basically the modern day Bitcoin. And so it's able to be a lot more scalable than the original Bitcoin. Transactions are much faster. As well as the fees per transaction are also a fraction of the cost of Bitcoin. And so how does Casper actually achieve this? And this is actually by their own unique technology which they created themselves, which is actually called Block DAG. And so if we go back here, I don't want to go into that. If we talk about Block DAG, so like I said, Block DAG is actually their own unique technology which basically makes it so that different transactions can actually run parallel to each other. So if one transaction gets stuck in the blockchain can actually reroute around that transaction, basically just speeding up the whole network and making sure that we never ever get a slow network in the future, which is absolutely incredible to see, especially as Bitcoin and all these other currencies have been around for a while now, and Casper is the first to actually create its own unique technology which completely transforms traditional blockchains, which is, you know, one of the main reasons why so many people are bullish on Casper and why many people think Casper is actually the future of transactional coins. Another great point about Casper is they did actually have a fair launch, which many investors are very, very big about. They only invest into coins with fair launches because, of course, as the name says, it is completely fair. Nobody has, as it says here, no pre-mine, no allocated coins, and so everybody has a fair chance of acquiring Casper. And you can see it was actually fair launch date was on November 7th, 2021. Let's go on a little bit more. It will talk about the key features of Casper, which I have already talked about, but you can see once again, just to show you, faster transactions, instant confirmation, scalability. Of course, there's an absolutely huge point in Casper. Security again, and of course they also talk about their unique technology Block DAG, which is one of the, or sorry, the greatest, the biggest reason why people are investing into Casper, of course. So yes, very, very high potential I believe Casper has, and I really do see a very, very hopeful future for Casper as well. So the next coin on today's list, so in the number 2 position, is going to be a altcoin called Flux. You can see the current price of Flux is currently sitting at just over 88 cents per Flux, and you see once again a coin that is doing extremely well. Just in the last 7 days, up over 27%. If we switch to the last month, once again it gets even crazier, up almost is fluctuating between 50 to 60% up over the last month. Once again, in a bear market, is absolutely crazy. However, if we switch to the yearly chart here, you will see a lot of people will be saying now, oh well, it's only up around 9% in the last year. And I'm gonna throw another curveball back to you guys right now, because if we switch to the all-time chart here, you will see the absolute insane growth Flux has actually had. You can see up over 3,200%, guys, over the last few years here. You can see once again why so many people are bullish on Flux is because of the insane growth that Flux has already had. But if we compare it to the all-time high that Flux has experienced in the 2022 bull run, you will see that Flux right now is not even close to the all-time high. You can see that Flux actually did hit an all-time high of just under $2.90 at the peak. And if we look back at the chart here and you look at the current spike that Flux is experiencing right now, which is getting so many people FOMOing into Flux, you would look at the little spike and realize how small this little spike or growth actually is compared to the all-time high. So this is why many people are bullish, because they're going to be saying, a lot of people are thinking, you know, in the next bull run, we hopefully will be seeing Flux get back up to this $2.90 mark, and hopefully even surpass it and go even higher, which means that many investors are hoping to be seeing Flux at $20-30, which of course would be absolutely insane gains. You can see the market cap of Flux is currently sitting at just over $300 million, which once again, for Flux, I believe this is incredibly undervalued. I see Flux's market cap being in the tens of billions of dollars, just from the fact of the technology that Flux has and the industry that Flux is in. Is an absolutely massive industry, which we'll get onto in a second here. If we look at the 24-hour volume, you see it's currently sitting at $13.8 million, and the current circulating supply of Flux is currently sitting at just over 340 million Flux, with over 77% of the Flux already in circulation. So once again, another great point, just like Casper. A lot of the coins are already in the current circulating supply, so we will not experience too much dilution in the future. So now let's actually get on to what actually is Flux and why so many people are so insanely bullish on Flux. So once again, let's first go ahead and read the official definition of Flux. So the Flux Cloud is a people-powered network to help you build decentralized applications with increased flexibility, scalability, and censorship resistance. And so to put it very simply, Flux is all about cloud computing, which allows people to build, like it says here, decentralized applications on the Flux network. And why is Flux so good at this is because it has so many advantages over other companies trying to do the same, or other cryptocurrencies trying to do the same thing that Flux is currently doing. But we'll get onto that more in a second here. Let's first take a look at the current network of Flux and how well established the Flux network already is. So you can see it's already in over 78 country locations, majority in Finland, Germany and United States, with the total nodes over 12,800 nodes already set up. Total cores totaling over 102,000 cores, guys, with the total SSD space over 6.8 petabytes, with the total RAM as well 265 terabytes as well. So this just goes to show how well the network is already established. So it just really does give me personally a great amount of hope for when people start to look at Flux and start to realize that how much potential Flux actually does have, because the network is already there, it's already set up, and so it is ready to be used right now by the whole industry already. And so I really do believe that once a lot of eyes get onto Flux, that Flux is just going to pump up in price tremendously. If we go down a little bit more, you can see that it talks about the Flux Cloud advantages here. So main ones such as redundancy, a big one in the cloud computing space. Security, of course, always important, as well as decentralization. And another one of the biggest points, I guess I would say, which we'll come on to 1 second here, is the costs about Flux. This is the main reason why I'm bullish on Flux, is because of the not only the advantages that Flux have over other similar services, but the fact that Flux is so much lower cost compared to the other competitors. And so, you know, cost, I believe, is probably the biggest reason why people will be using Flux, because of course if you're going to be able to get the same service for a fraction of the price, then it's a no-brainer. Why would you not go ahead and use Flux? And so that links on to the next point here, which is actually showing you the actual cost of the Flux network compared to other competitors which are already in the game. You can see here it talks about the Flux price compared to the other competitors, and you will see at how insanely low the cost of Flux is compared to the competitors here. You can see here, so you can actually change the amount of CPUs you can have here for the cloud computing. So I believe this just changes the speed, and it also, it increases the memory here. So you can see 32 gigs, you've got 16 gigs, you've got 8 gigs. You can see here Flux operates at a cost of $7.94, and if we compare this to other competitors which are already established in the game, so Google Cloud, an absolutely huge one in the game, $176, guys, for the exact same service. Go down to AWS, almost $80, and Azure, over $116 for the exact same service, guys. And this is why I cannot say enough why I'm so bullish on Flux, because it really is a no-brainer. Why would companies not use Flux? And as well, not just companies, but everyday people use Flux compared to these other companies. I mean, it really is a no-brainer. It's a complete, I mean, I cannot get my head around it, really. It's $14 compared to $300, $135, $233, $26 compared to $600, $467, and $247 for the exact same service, guys. So I really do believe Flux has an absolutely insane future ahead of it, and I really do believe that, people who want to invest into Flux now in the next bull run are going to be seeing at least the $3 mark, and much higher when the next bull run does eventually come back around again. So the final coin on today's list, sitting in the number 1 place, is going to be a altcoin called CheckDot, or CDT for short. You can see the current price of CheckDot is currently sitting at just over 58 cents. And you will see over the last day, it's been fluctuating up and down, give or take 1% up or down. If we switch to the 7-day chart, down 8%. Switch it to the monthly chart, you see it's actually currently down 2%. And so people might be saying at this point, well, CheckDot, why are people so hyped about it? If we switch to the yearly chart here, this gives a bit of a better understanding of why so many people are bullish on CheckDot. You will see here, it's up over 160% just in the last year, and we are not even close to the top that it hit just in the last year alone. If we switch to the all-time chart here, you will see that for the people who actually did invest back here, have made absolutely insane gains. And once again, people might be saying right now, if we look here, it's basically even compared to when it first came out. And people were saying, oh, well, why are people so hyped up about CheckDot? And this is all because I really do believe that CheckDot is super undervalued, sitting at just over a $4.5 million market cap, which is insanely small market cap for, I believe, you'll see in a second here once I get onto the reason why and the technologies behind CheckDot and why CheckDot is actually so revolutionary in the space. But I believe that CheckDot was very unlucky because they did release sort of towards the end of the last bull run in 2021, and they were very stagnant for a while here. It's only just in the last year that CheckDot has actually managed to spike back up, and I believe that this is the fact that people have started to realize how revolutionary CheckDot actually is. You can see the 24-hour volume is currently sitting at $31,000. So once again, very low volume. However, this does not scare me off CheckDot at all. You can see the current circulating supply of CheckDot is currently sitting at just over 7.7 million CheckDots, with the current circulating supply being 36% of the total or the max supply as well. So now let's actually get on to why so many people are bullish on CheckDot and what actually is CheckDot all about. So to put it very simply, in my own words, CheckDot is all about insurance. And so why I keep talking about revolutionary with CheckDot and why I believe CheckDot is the number 1 coin on the list today is because no other cryptocurrency has ever done this before, and I really do believe that this is so needed in the cryptocurrency space, and it can completely change the cryptocurrency space and the way that people view the cryptocurrency space. So like I've just said, CheckDot is all about insurance. So how does it actually work? So just as normal traditional insurance works, you pay a monthly fee, and so basically if anything did happen, so if the worst did happen and the thing you're investing in or the exchange you're on happens to go down and you lose your money, you are completely insured, and CheckDot will actually give you all your money back. And so why I keep saying this is so revolutionary is because I really do believe this is so needed in the crypto space. I mean, so many new people get they look at cryptocurrency space, and they just hear so many negatives about the cryptocurrency space, about people losing lots of money, and how exchanges have gone down, and people are very negative about this space. And so I really do believe that CheckDot was very needed in the cryptocurrency space. And if we look back at the market cap here, $4.5 million market cap is just so undervalued for a coin which could in the future completely change the cryptocurrency space. And all the things, the only thing that I believe needs to happen with CheckDot is just people need to know about it. I really do believe that the only reason why CheckDot is not bigger right now is because nobody has clocked onto CheckDot right now. I believe that CheckDot needs to do a lot more marketing to tell people what they actually are all about. Because I do believe that once a catalyst of people start to get onto CheckDot and realize how good CheckDot is, I believe this market cap is going to absolutely skyrocket, and the price of CheckDot is going to go absolutely parabolic. I mean, if we go back to the insurances 1 second here, like I said a second ago, you will pay a monthly cost. So depending on how much you invest, the cost will of course be different, but the monthly cost is a fixed fee. So you can see here, if you want to, depending on what you want to invest in, of course, the riskier it is, then you're going to be paying a higher premium, because of course, then they will have to, the chance of that the crypto or the exchange going down is going to be higher, so the chance of them having to pay your money back is going to be higher. So of course the monthly cost is going to be represent that, of course, but that is just the normal thing that comes with insurance. So you can see here, so with LUSD protocol, you will be paying a fixed fee of 0.042%, and you can actually invest up to $274,000, guys. And if you actually look back on my channel here, which this is something that's actually already very surprising to me, the amount you can actually insure has already gone up drastically. And this is very, very promising to me and a huge green flag, because I believe when I looked at CheckDot, I believe maybe even just a month ago, these amounts that you could actually get insured on were much, much lower. And I actually spoke about this before, and I said, you know, they will need to update and increase the actual capacity that they can insure you on to get more and more people interested into CheckDot. And they have actually gone ahead and actually done that, which is, you know, incredibly good to see. And so where do I see the future of CheckDot? I see, like I said a second ago, I see CheckDot being one of the top cryptocurrencies in the cryptocurrency space, just from the fact that, like I've said, I believe that CheckDot will, you know, it's a no-brainer for many people to get into CheckDot and invest into CheckDot, just to have their crypto insured against, because many people do not get into crypto space, like I've said, because of this risk that they're going to lose their money. However, with CheckDot, you know, you can pay a small fee and will be, you know, completely covered, and you can sleep at night, just knowing that your crypto is completely safe. And so once again, I believe that once a few people start to get into CheckDot and realize that how much CheckDot is actually going to be changing the crypto space, I believe that CheckDot is going to be one of the top cryptocurrencies in the cryptocurrency space for sure. So apart from that, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about these cryptocurrencies down below in the comment section. You know, do you agree with where I've ranked these actual coins in the rankings? So we've got Casper in the number 3 place, we've got Flux in number 2, and we've got CheckDot in number 1. Do you agree with this? Just let me know in the comment section down below. So apart from that, if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.